Won't be as hard as we thought.
Oh, well, that's the easiest bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Welcome to another caravan episode of Fia and Yo's Reno Show. So today we're going to carry on with the caravan and we're going to actually rip up the floor and have a look at what's going on underneath the plywood. It is a little rusty, poking my head underneath. So we're going to take the water tank out, rip up the floor and start treating all that rust, grinding it off and then having a look at what we're working with. So no point just hanging around, let's get to it. So as you can see, it's pretty rusty underneath the floor. We're going to hit it with like sanding discs on the grinders and maybe some wire brushes as well, and just try and clean it up a bit before we put some rust treatment and then zinc paint on top. Just to, well, I mean, it's lasted 50 years and it's still pretty solid, so that's a good sign, but we just want it to last another 50, so we're going to zinc coat it and give it as much life as possible. So we've been grinding for a while and we've cleaned up the area around the wheel arches at the halfway point of the caravan. And because it's the halfway point, there's been a little bit of stress on the chassis rail. If you can have a look here, you can see that there's this crack all the way around here, and it's cracked actually right across the chassis rail. So let's have a look on the other side, and you can see we've got a crack just starting on the other side as well. So not ideal to find a crack right through the chassis like that. The caravan's slowly breaking in half, but it's good that we found it. So we're going to be able to weld that up. I've got a friend who's an excellent welder, so he said he can come and give us a hand, so he can fix up all those dodgy cracks in the chassis, and we'll get it nice and solid again, ready to build our new caravan on top of. All right, back to it. Finally got through all of the grinding. It was a massive effort. It took about 2 days worth of grinding rust. We were filthy and it was an unpleasant experience, but that's done now, thankfully. And so we thought we'd pick up a few supplies we need from town. We need some aluminium to reskin the roof and redo the rafters of the roof because the existing rafters are a bit floppy. And I got some sheeting as well, which we're going to use in the bathroom. Got some polystyrene and some other insulation to insulate the caravan, so just a few extra supplies. It's a nice change from all that grinding, so we'll pick that up and we'll head back out to the block and unload it. So these were all seized up and not working when we got the caravan, but I've been coating them in penetrating oil for the last few times we've been out here visiting, and now they're working really beautifully. So it means I can prop up the back of the caravan, no more seesaw incidents, and I can take the axle stand that's been holding up the back of the caravan, get that out of the way. So that's another job done.
These are the straps that we're holding the water tanks in. So we're taking the rust off
we'll coat it and just use them again because they're still really good nick. So anywhere we can save money, we are.
So you're saying that we're just about ready for painting?
We are. I'm very excited.
So while Fee's inside cleaning all that chassis, I might take these lights off because we're going to need to put new ones on anyway. The one on the other side has lost its colour, and they don't kind of match the Caravan. They're a little too modern, so I'm going to try and find some retro looking ones and replace the centre number plate one as well. See if we can find some retro replacements. So Fee's prepping all the steel ready for the paint, and just while she does that, I need to actually fix the back of the Caravan. I did notice that when I was underneath there grinding, this back part of the Caravan is kind of a bit loose, so it really should be up there like that. There's a bit of timber on the inside. So what I'm going to do is use some clamps and clamp it up where it's supposed to be, and then drill through and screw it in place through the chassis rail. I think it's going to take a little more than just a few screws. This is the timber that was down the end where the camera is. Seen better days, I reckon, so I'm going to have to replace that bit of timber with either another piece of timber or some aluminium. Righto, back to the drawing board. So this is the bit of timber I pulled out of the back of the Caravan, the rotten piece. I'm going to try and just mill something down about the same size. The important thing is the width of the timber, so I've measured it to be about 31 mil across. So I've just got the old table saw here. I'm just going to set that up at 31, and then I've got this bit of pine here which I'll rip down to the same size, and should be able to replace the old bit. So we have started painting, yay! There's quite a few days worth of prep gone into it, and here we are, finally getting a coat of Galf paint on here. That should protect the chassis for another 50 years, I reckon. Fee's painting in there, I've got these plastic wheel arches that came off the chassis. I need to clean them up. This one needs a bit of a repair because the corner's torn off, and we'll get them ready to put back in, because you can't put the floor in until these are put back in the chassis. How'd the painting go today?
Hard, but I'm glad it's done. It's actually got a whole tin exactly, so that was good. Yeah, now just tidy up, go home, rest the back and the everything, ready for tomorrow.
Great, good job.
Good job, you.
So I'm carrying on with replacing that rotten timber that was in this strengthening this aluminium end. I can't I need to be able to get to the inside to staple or secure the aluminium back to the timber. So what I'm going to do is actually undo these side trims, and I'm hoping just to peel the whole skin off so I can insert the timber and then fold it back around and bolt it to the chassis rail. Now that's the plan anyway, so we'll see how that works. Good job.
Oh,
Coming apart already.
yeah.
There might be another rivet here, so I've got to drill these out. I want to get the drill.
Okay.
So these are for the awning.
Oh.
Done. It's probably the first time these trims have been off in 50 years.
Yeah.
You see the old, I don't know what it is. I guess it's
Rubber?
like
Glue.
the old silicone they used to use before they had modern stuff. That skin should just, in theory, just
Hypothetically.
fold out like a sardine tin.
Well, we'll see.
Never ceases to amaze me really that these caravans are just held together with almost nothing. Just a bit of trim and a couple of rivets is holding the entire corner together. Anyway, I guess that's the way they made them. There we go, too easy. We could change it to a square back. What do you reckon?
No.
What we have to do is attach this timber along inside here. So it's going to sit in there like that. And then as it bends around, that timber is going to bolt to this chassis and it's going to hold it all together. What I'm going to try and do is staple the aluminium to the timber. I've only got a hand-powered stapler. I'm not sure it's going to be powerful enough, so we'll find out in a second whether it's going to penetrate the aluminium. Hopefully it does. It'll make the job a lot quicker. Otherwise I'm going to have to put screws along there and hold it in. Alright, moment of truth. Yeah, woohoo! It does work. Yeah, it's great how well it works.
Awesome.
This is where we get ourselves into all sorts of trouble with Sikaflex going everywhere. Hopefully just where we want it, but once you get it on something and then it gets smeared on something else and then it gets smeared on something else, pretty soon you just become a walking Sikaflex magnet. Alright, ready to roll. Well, this is the right colour.
That's all about the colour.
Yep. So the next person who's going to pull this apart to renovate it in another 50 years, they'll appreciate that we chose the right colour.
Yeah.
Great. It's more waterproof than it's ever been before in its whole life.
Well, what I have to do is fix a leak in the ceiling and we will be fine.
That's great.
Awesome. Good job, sweets.
So I'll put the bolts through now.
Yeah.
And now we
it's
can
done.
put the side trims back on and that job's done. Another thing I've noticed as we've been working on these caravans is they're not super precision. They kind of just made everything to work and fit. So I don't want to waste too much time and energy trying to get everything just right when it never was that way in the beginning.
Says he who has to have everything just right.
Perfect. So we're just cleaning off the old, I think they use linseed putty, so trying to clean it all off. It's baked hard, of course, after being on there for so many years. And we'll re-Sikaflex the join and then the capping as well. It's going to be part of the process of restoring the caravan, eventually we'll pull off all the trim and put new seal underneath, because I just want to avoid any kind of leaks. So that's a prime candidate for leaks in here.
Wait for me. I'm coming.